about chlorine pools up until this point, but some of you probably have a saltwater pool. So how does all of this apply to a saltwater pool? Let's take a look at that. What's different about a pool that has salt water in it? Well, one thing to point out is that it is still a chlorine pool. You add salt to the pool, to the water, it passes through your chlorine generator cell, or your salt cell as it's commonly called, and then that salt, which contains a chlorine molecule as part of its makeup, is transformed into active chlorine. So you still have a chlorine pool, but you're putting salt in the pool as the beginning part of the equation, and you end up with active chlorine in your pool that's in there to kill bacteria and algae, and just like regular chlorine is in other pools. You just go about creating it a little bit differently. So what exactly does the salt cell do? Well, basically what it does is the salt cell has these little metal plates that are inside the actual cell itself. And when that salt molecule, which is Na and Cl, so the Cl is a chlorine molecule as part of the salt makeup, when that passes over those metal plates, we actually apply electricity to the plates. And as that electricity passes through the salt molecule, it breaks apart, releasing the chlorine molecule and allowing it to form active chlorine or hypochlorous acid. So you're actually just creating, it's like the salt cell is a chlorine manufacturing facility in your pool itself. So you're taking salt, you're breaking it apart, and you're creating active killing chlorine. Now that doesn't mean you don't need other sources of chlorine periodically. Occasional shocking in a salt pool may be necessary, and we're going to talk about some options for products that go along with salt pool here in just a minute. But just know that it's not just as simple as adding salt and forgetting about it. The unit itself, the chlorine manufacturing facility, only replaces the need for a different sanitizer. So it'll replace tabs or it'll replace sticks, but it doesn't replace the need to balance or maintain your pool or do all those other things that we recommend for regular pool maintenance. Your chlorine generator replaces step one of the three-step system, but you do still need to do some things to maintain your pool and make sure that it stays well balanced throughout the course of your summer. We have a line of products called Saltscapes that are specifically designed for your saltwater pool. These products provide the protection necessary for you to maintain your pool, keep your water crystal clear, and make sure that it's a comfortable experience for your swimmers. So using these products, in addition to adding salt to your pool, maintains that exclusive swimming experience that you wanted when you went with the saltwater pool, at the same time protecting the equipment, making sure the water stays balanced. You chose a saltwater pool for the ease and convenience, and Saltscapes will certainly help you get there. But there's even an easier option with our mineral springs system. Once you get started on mineral springs, you're really only adding one product per week. And by doing this, you get that silky, extremely clear water with a minimum amount of effort. So let's take a look at the products that are included in the mineral springs system. The entire mineral spring system is only made up of three products, and the middle one, Renewal, is the one that you end up adding once a week. But to start with, you have Mineral Springs Beginnings. And what Beginnings does is it adds salt to your pool, so it's going to get your salt level up where it needs to be in order for your chlorine generator to be able to run. But at the same time, it adds some extra things that will make your salt pool easier to balance and take care of. It's going to add a pH reducer, because pH always runs too high in saltwater pools. It's going to add a scale preventative product. It's going to add some borates, the same type that we find in optimizers, so that you have nice soft water with extremely clear results after you add that in. And it's going to put sun shield in, or stabilizer in, to help protect the chlorine that you are generating from the harmful rays from the sun. So that's something that you would add in the very beginning to get your salt level up and get everything initially added to the pool. The third product, Stain and Scale Control, is something that you add at the beginning of every season. So you would add that once a year. You put it in one time for the whole season, and you don't have to worry about it again. So beginnings you add in the very beginning when you're getting your pool started up. Stain and Scale you add once a season. And then Renewal, the product you see in the middle, is what you would add on a weekly basis. And what Renewal does is it puts in a little bit of salt to make sure your salt level stays where it's supposed to be. But it also replenishes your pH reducer, tops up your borate levels, makes sure that your scale inhibitor is where it's supposed to be, and provides that all around maintenance and protection for your saltwater pool. So once you get everything started, renewal is really the only thing that you have to do weekly in order to keep the pool balanced and ready to go. So this really is the easiest of all of our pool care programs. The water is going to feel amazing for you. And for people that are busy or on the go or they're afraid they're going to forget about their pool, this really is the best way to take care of it with the least amount of maintenance possible. Saltwater pools are an investment. You're investing in the chlorine generator that you're putting in your plumbing, and you're investing in the salt and everything that goes in the pool. So you want to make sure you get the very most you can get out of your salt pool. And again, it's not as simple as just adding salt and that's it. You want to make sure you're protecting your equipment, keeping the water clear, well balanced, and comfortable for your swimmers. So balance the pool. It doesn't hurt to oxidize the pool periodically. Sometimes you need a little extra chlorine or a little extra boost on your oxidizing, your step 2, in order to help keep that water as clear as it can possibly be. Adding stabilizer if you need to, whether it's a saltscape stabilizer or it's blended into the mineral springs beginning, will go a long way to helping your cell last longer. When you have stabilizer or cyanuric acid in the pool, you make less chlorine, or you need to make less chlorine, because your chlorine lasts longer in the water. Making less chlorine means your cell isn't running as often, and when your cell is not running as often, that means it's going to last longer. So you're helping get the most out of your investment by adding some stabilizer to the water. But utilizing saltscapes or mineral springs, either one, you can use these programs to provide the most effective and most beneficial saltwater pool program for your pool. And I guarantee you'll get the most enjoyment out of the water.